Okay, I guess it seems you've clicked the random tab, which random is essentially me just showing you old things that I've done in the past, and maybe it's kind of comparison, like of how I am now versus then, and this is uh, way back a long time ago, like September. Oh no, I'm sorry, late April of 2015. So I was pretty big. This is like when I started to finally understand programming, right? Or writing algorithms. And at this time, I was going through Glassdoor questions and finding things. And I have a friend actually who would help me out, and he asked me a coding interview question, and it's just like an arbitrary random situation to see how you would be able to execute that. And this is the question. It's asking you to have a stack of pancakes, a random stack of pancakes, and pancakes are like which should be sorted by their diameter, right? So like a flat pancake versus like a smaller pancake. Thickness doesn't matter. Anyways, how would you sort these pancakes? And this is the limitation. You have a spatula, and when you flip it or you choose something, it flips upside down, right? How would you sort it using this way? And uh, this is my implementation of how I would sort it. Now, this isn't an efficient algorithm or anything like that. It's just working with the constraints of the question. Anyways, here we go. Cooked pancakes, randomly generated list. Okay, and how I'm going to do is I iterate through so it starts with a 0 and that is considered the max. And if anything is bigger, it turns that until it iterates through the whole entire list because it wants to get the very last one. Maybe that maybe wasn't the best approach at that time because that means I have to iterate through more rather than stopping if there's. That's assuming there's a max it would have to know. So anyways, you do spatula, right? It grabbed at 17 and it put it up all the way to the top. So you flipped it. It's upside down, right? So it flipped it up that subarray. So let's imagine those other pancakes are there. So what's going to do again is going to flip it, and 17 is going to be down. And the ray is actually going to shrink. A pointer is going to point up, and it's not going to be, I don't know how many elements these are, like n elements. So it's now the ray is n minus 1 spatula. All right, it's going to hit this. It's going to flip. All right, spatula, spatula. All right, I got spatula AR right here. Bloop. And of course, it's very inefficient, right? I do set timeout, make sure you can see it happen. But now this is in JavaScript, and of course it runs. I think this is Chrome, so that runs in C eventually. Or I guess an interpreter. But what I'm saying is the reason why it's inefficient. I'm going to talk from like more of a C sense, like as if it's in C. Because, okay, so why it is first you have n, right? So it's already n squared, essentially, that you have to go through each time, right? Well, I guess like n, anyway, so you have to go through each one, iterate, and find like the biggest one, right, of the array. And then you have to flip it. Now, I guess maybe you could have like a pointer and you could pretend, but essentially, you definitely also need to have another subarray be created. And that you need to rewrite everything so that, like, let's say you choose k right here, 12, whatever, and it goes, now it's at index 0, and what was at k minus 1 is now 1. What was k minus 2 is now 2. What was k minus 3 is now 3, right? And then it's a lot of rewriting and writing, but I guess it was like testing algorithm skills, and I'm like, oh, I'll do that. Anyways, another little thing I'm going to show you. This video is going to, well, the 5-minute interval is going to run. What I'm going to show you is when I was first learning D3, like maybe 2 months ago, and I think it was late July, and this is the little tutorial I went through, and I'll show you this first, and then I'll explain an idea. Not this thing's not really that interesting. So let's say you have columns. It's just the limiting amount of data I randomly generate to put in, like generate a random amount. I would say I want more. Generate. It's just the changes the input determines the size of the array it puts in, and of course you're gonna sort it and send. This is all standard D3 stuff, right? Let's say you want to pick out certain instances and cross compare or something. Now I don't really have that, but I'll explain like a little idea I was planning on putting on my website, and I thought it didn't fit. You know, you don't want to put economics and data analytics in a website that's all about music. Anyways, those two are just very different. I was thinking about having, so like on my website, I gotta check my server on. No, it is not. Okay, never mind. But you've seen the maps and everything. You would click on a country and it would get like from several sources, like from Trading Economics, they have an API. They have like import, export, GDP growth. You could they also can like choose dates and like historical archival data. And you could like cross compare using D3 maps and like have the maps you know, change colors if there's no change, and the degree of change and what color with the index. You can also like have different, you have like cross compare to instances of like a country. Maybe I would do in the back end to pull this stuff out, and you have different maps to, because from D3 they have many different types of maps. Obviously, we can go to, I think it's D3. Hold on, I'm just going to go to Google and figure it out. It's like D3.js, and it'll be the, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that was thinking. See all these different types of maps. You could really cross-compare and look at the differences in like macroeconomic data, right? And you could see like, oh, doesn't seem to fit, or you can really, it gives you like a better way of seeing like the broader macroeconomic trends that are happening. Thinking about another thing too as well is having like a website actually where you have like load your own data and you have these D3 modules that like chart it out, and then you can actually save it as like oh, look at this tree. Okay, that's unrelated. Okay, yeah. So anyways, continue. And you have two versions. Okay, I was thinking that you would save. I would have a script that would generate the JavaScript functions that you would need to have like inline in the HTML, and you'd have like a little HTML page, and you could have like your interactive spa. Like this is not connected to any server, right? I mean, it's randomly generated data, but it would be something like this, and you get presentations, and everyone has HTML. Everyone can use JavaScript, and you can have like really highlight data in a very good way, free. And then if you wanted to pay for it, you could get a little thing, and it would have a little node server that would connect with a socket on the other end, and you could be feeding real-time data. You could see it going up and down. And I was thinking about making that app and calling it Dr. Sirius. That is an app I will make after this. Anyways, thank you for watching. You know what? I have more ideas. You should. I think about this all the time. It's the only thing I do. So, see ya.